And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Joe and let him inspire you.
Thank you, Ellen. It is such a pleasure to be here. My feet are cold, but my heart is warm. And I am fired up. I truly am fired up and ready to go. And we've been campaigning for 15 months. We have a month to go. I got a few questions for you. Are you tired of the Tea Party shenanigans? Are you tired of Paul Ryan budgets that don't respect women? And are you disgusted with the war on women like I am? It is a pleasure to be here. You know, I've had so many strong women influence my life, from my mother, who was a waitress for 35 years, working a double shift so my older brother and I could have more opportunity in life, to my wife Jennifer, my wife for 7 years, a wonderful woman who's a small business owner and a strong woman, to hundreds of women throughout our state and our country, throughout history, thousands of women who've contributed to this great state to make sure we have more contributions in our life. I recently attended a lecture where I heard an incredible woman named Sally, who used to be the CEO of Merrill Lynch, and she said, you know what, if you want to increase the stimulus in the American economy by 10%, make it easier for women to reintegrate into the economy. She's done numerous research and focus groups about how women have shame sometimes when they leave the workforce for whatever reason to re-enter. And she talked about how women have different rhythms in life. They live 6 years longer on average, so there's different retirement concerns, for example. And she mentioned something alarming. When a woman leaves the workforce and they enter after 1 year, they make 17% less pay. If they are gone for 2 years from the workforce and re-enter, they make 50% less. We need to make it easier for women to reintegrate into the workforce and have members of Congress like me who are sensitive to that, and I will do that for you. My opponent, our opponent, Tea Party incumbent Mike Coffin, has a very different vision. He actually supports the Personhood Amendment that would ban certain forms of birth control and even ban abortion for victims of rape and incest. He also recently voted for an amendment in Congress that would give employers, not you, but employers the right to decide if you're going to have mammograms, access to medications like HIV/AIDS, or even birth control. There's a real clear contrast. One thing I feel strong about is that women's health care rights is not a partisan issue. Equal pay is not a partisan issue. Domestic violence prevention is not a partisan issue. These are human rights. So the next time some man in elected office who wants to take your rights away from you, I'm going to stand shoulder to shoulder on a cold day, on a hot day, and say, back off. Thank you so much for having me. If you live in a Royal Highlands Ranch, Brighton, Fulton, or in the eastern suburbs of Denver, please vote for me November 6th.